In a lot of contexts, teachers are seen as people who should help students realize a dream and guide them towards its pursuit. This idea sounds so good, it gets repeated in television soap operas, novels, movies, etc. It is commonplace to depict teachers as people who would light fires inside of students. The problem with this mantra is it's incomplete. We often get stuck at building a student's drive towards creating a dream while forgetting to put emphasis on the costs needed to realize that dream. What we get as a result is a pool of students with superficial drives and brittle resolves. Providing mentorship now has a lot to do with managing the student's ego instead of creating steps that would move the project forward. In the minutes to follow, I would be running you down through 5 types of costs that you should bear in mind every time there is a new goal that you would want to go after. This could be a thesis topic, an internship project, an entrepreneurial idea, or anything that needs accomplishing. It is my hope that after this video, you take a look at your goals and decide which ones am I really going to commit to, which ones will I let go, and which ones I will save for later. So here it is, cost number 1, failure. Chances are if you're pursuing a goal that's worthwhile, the path you will take is a difficult one. You will be met with failures of different types. Your prototype will fail. Your own intellect will fail you. Your first presentation will flop. The first time you work with a team, it's gonna be a disaster. People wouldn't like or would not understand what you're putting out, and the list goes on. If you think you only have to go through a few failures to achieve your goals and get the gold, you have a very inaccurate view of the world. Why shouldn't you have to work hard to get the thing you want? The road to anything of value will always provide resistance. So don't give up after your first set of failures. If you do, that would be like having a flat tire and deciding to slash the other 3 tires because of that one flat tire. Number 2. Feedback. It is very easy to convince ourselves that we are already great. We write good sentences, we come up with good ideas, we know the best way to manage teams. There is nothing to be learned, and you can tell me how to do my job because I've watched all YouTube videos on that topic. There's this concept of local maxima that's coming into play where you haven't been exposed to a lot of people yet that you think you're in the 1% of everything. So you build a wall where you do not let feedback in. And then you finally get to a space of global maxima and you find out in the most hurtful way that you suck in the things that you think you were good at. Now, it's blame o'clock. You blame your mentors. You blame your spouse. You blame your friends. You blame the government. You blame them thinking they weren't there to provide assistance and support when they saw you being mediocre. How could they let this happen to you? But really, they were providing the feedback. You just weren't listening. And you weren't listening because your wall of ego is just too thick. The improvement you desire is in the other side of feedback. But for you to acquire it, you must break down your wall of ego. Deadlines. You have no idea how much ahead you already are if you know how to consistently respect deadlines. Take note that respecting deadlines doesn't have to be in the context of you submitting something to a boss or a teacher. In fact, the most important deadlines that you should respect are the deadlines you set for yourself. You say, alright, I'm gonna play Dota from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then I'm gonna be doing my homework from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Great. You actually have to stop at 11 p.m., finished or unfinished. That way, your body begins to respect you. Remember those times when you really want to work, but you're just too lazy to work? That's not actually laziness. That's your body rebelling against you because you have no respect for your own deadlines. Your body says, you said we were gonna work until 11 p.m. only. Why is it that it's already 2 p.m. and then you're still working? You know what? The next time you ask me to help you with your work, I'm not gonna help you. Self-esteem is simply your relationship with yourself. Treat yourself as someone you're responsible for helping. Respect your own deadlines and see how it shapes your interactions with your project deadlines. Time. Actually, you can be everything you want. Yeah, you can be everything you want, just not at the same time. Pursuing a goal would mean you have to say no to a few things. Depending on the size of the goal, you might need to say permanent goodbyes to side projects and or commitments. Multitasking is actually okay. What's not okay is if you multitask and then you expect to be excellent at everything that you're multitasking in. No. Doesn't work that way. To achieve the dreams you have inside your head would often require a certain degree of excellence. If you're not prepared to give the time for that excellence to surface, then either don't dream the dream at all, or manage your expectations and come into terms with you being able to acquire only a mediocre version of that dream. Lastly, energy. Can you imagine if we weren't metabolic beings? There would be no need to eat. We would have no budget for food, and part of your salary that pays for food could just be used for something else. More importantly, there would be no breakfast, no lunch breaks, no snack breaks, and no dinner. Working from 9 to 5 would actually literally be working from 9 to 5. The thing about energy, at least in our dimension, is it's a finite resource, and it gets depleted so easily in so many ways. We have friends, colleagues, and groupmates who are energy vampires. They come to us and make everything about themselves, and they start talking. Your conversation lasts 3 hours, and then you're tired, you're drained, and you're dry. Essentially, people who don't respect your time drain you of energy as well. We have meetings with no direction. We have our addiction to our phone notifications. We have the itch to think of other people and just decide to consume how much better their lives are because of their Instagram content. Energy is something that you guard with all your life. If bulk of your energy is used up for all these useless things and none of it used for pursuing the goal that you have set for yourself, try to reassess if you really want to pursue the goal that you said you want to pursue. Because with the framework you're operating on, inefficient energy use, it's not gonna happen. Allow me to close by saying you can think of these 5 costs: failure, feedback, deadlines, time, energy, as the currency you have to pay to be closer to the goal you want to get. And if you're not prepared to pay, then why are you in line? May I please suggest that you move to the side so that this other person who is willing to pay the price I can entertain towards the goal that he wants to achieve, which is, by the way, the same goal you want to achieve. The only difference is he's willing to pay the price, you're not. It's okay to dream. It is okay to set goals. What is not okay is if you keep on dreaming and you're not prepared to pay the price. It is my hope that this video helps you in some way, especially if you're a senior that's gonna be taking his senior thesis or capstone or internship soon. That is it for this week's vlog, Gerald. I hope you picked up something. Tell me what you think. I'm looking forward to your videos as well. Let's keep on learning. I'll see you next week.